I stepped on the thingy. The ball? No, the actual stand. Go get a chair and sit down at your table, honey. It's okay. Hang up.
Let's go in there.
Is that your drink?
Yes, yours is right here.
Can I have mine, please? Thank you.
Snappies, the big ones?
The snap peas are the fatter ones. The snow peas are the thin ones. But can you chew with your mouth first? Is that us?
Hmm?
Is that us?
Yeah, that's us.
Okay. Hi, us.
Hey guys, now let's play with the filters.
No.
No.
We're not gonna play with the filters. You're a silly boy. You're silly. Let me see that foot. No, I'm not gonna tickle it, I promise. You hit that hard. What did you do?
Can I show them?
No.
There's no one here. And they don't need to see your feet.
Nobody
That's
wants
weird.
to see your toe. Go eat your dinner.
Nobody wants to see my stinky feet.
No, go. Oh, sorry. It's like I kicked you. Oh, after the live, you gotta go get the eggs, honey. I know, but Mommy's been getting them, and it's your job.
Who are you?
Oh, somebody else is here. I can't
Hey,
see.
Raven Cat Homestead, how you doing today? Oh, that's smart, having an account and having their name, so we can go on to a live with, like, Off Kilter Hoss and Off Kilter Hannah. Have separate accounts. That's smart there, Miss Cecilia. So how are you?
What are you looking for?
I am sharing out the link on all the things. Yeah, doing real well. No, I don't want to share it to Santa Claus group. Doing real well. I spent the last 10 minutes or so. My friends over at Elbin Mills is dealing with a troll. And so I went over to defend because I like handling trolls.
Yes, baby.
And I was a little disappointed. Hey, Mama.
If you can get a movie on.
I was a little disappointed because he had like zero ability to make a coherent argument. He was just an all-around like weak troll. Hey, Miss Carolyn, how are you? Hello, Denise. How are you doing today? So I was really bummed because he was so repetitive. Just showed the same image every time. Rarely would say things. When he did, you could tell he was just going after Elbin Mills because it's ran by a strong woman. So it was weak, which disappointed me. But it is what it is. Denise, we were over in I mean, not close enough to drop in, but we were over in your area last week, or this week.
This week.
So we took Owen to the...
Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah, Kennedy Space Center.
And the Waffle House.
And the Waffle House. That was the highlight.
Amazing.
Really, that was the highlight of my day.
The waffles?
The waffles.
They were pretty good.
Though I will say I liked...
She said nice save.
Yeah. I liked the... hey, Charlie, how we doing? I did like the Hall of Fame for the astronauts. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Raven Cat. That was pretty cool. All in all, I was really disappointed with... For an adult's perspective, I was really disappointed with the thing. I mean, I had fun watching Owen
good.
and stuff.
Owen really enjoyed it. He is just...
Yeah, I was...
in awe. There's a lot we didn't get to do because...
I expected more. I think that as an adult, I expected more. I think had I been a little kid, I would have been beside myself excited.
He had a blast.
I was shocked that there wasn't a planetarium at a space center, which bummed me out because I've gotten the app to try to show Owen constellations and stuff like that. It's not the same as sitting in a planetarium, so I need to find one. What's up, Shaky? How you doing, bud?
Hello.
Other than that, we had hoped to relax this week. Had hoped to get our pool up and going. When, and most importantly, where did you get your remote control wall ghost?
I'll bring it back.
Velcro. I got tired of losing a remote. We lost one that we lost the one that came with the TV, or maybe it just completely died. And then we got another universal remote, and I think it got crunched in a recliner that we used to have. And then we lost it because it was still working. Lost it. So then we got this, and we lost it. And we were using the app on our phone, and that's just irritating. So we finally decided, all right, let's go ahead and get Roku. Even though this is a smart TV, let's get a Roku out here because there's a lot that we couldn't do on it. So we went and got it, and as soon as we got a new remote, we found this one, and we decided I'm just going to put Velcro on the wall. This is where it goes. Owen gets in trouble if he moves it, which typically I'm the one who loses it because I'll just set it down like this, but whatever.
I don't use them because I don't watch TV in the living room.
Yeah.
I don't get to. Alright. I honestly thought he was coming out to say hi to Charlie. He wanted his TV fixed.
I missed what Shaky said. After seeing the no beard filter pic on Facebook, please for God's sake never ever shave. Yeah, I look bad. When it's legitimately shaved, I look probably 10 years younger.
Yeah.
Even with the double chin. That didn't lie, which kind of hurt my feelings. Like, make it look like I don't have a double chin, but it still gave me the double chin. I don't look good shaved. I think the closest I'll ever get to shaved again is if I decide, please, to be buying more Velcro, various things to be placed on the wall. Thank you, Charlie. I will do that, and maybe that'll become a random running gag. I'm down for it. But yeah, I may eventually get my Dimeback Daryl goatee back. I don't know. Though, if I kept it white, and then one day I just shaved it all and kept the goatee, I could then dye it red or pink. Legitimately.
My life is hard.
But all throughout high school and most of our marriage, I had a Dimeback Daryl goatee.
Yeah.
And then
We've had a goatee.
Had a goatee of some sort, but I've
You've
always
only
had long ones.
You've only ever shaved like twice. So I've always seen his face since for like the last 14 years, like 3 times.
Yeah, probably for the better. But then I finally got the pool up and going, which that was a pain in the butt.
And then we got a little cold snap.
And we got a cold snap, so we can't use it. Our whole plan was to have everything done with the pool so we could use it for the first time this week. Just spend all day in it. You know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and for breast cancer awareness. I would use the spray color at school.
Yeah, we did that.
I did that,
we
yeah.
didn't do that. Was it last year?
I didn't do it this year. They didn't really do one this year.
We did it last year, right? The beginning of last year.
How's the house hunting going?
Stressful.
Yeah, slow and stressful. There's a few that we're looking at. We're still waiting to hear back from the bank for the pre-approval letter. Mm-hmm. And our bank does it weird. Like, from everything I've researched, you get a pre-approval letter where they just kind of do a cursory look at everything and say, all right, just based off this is kind of what we're thinking. We'd be willing to loan you, or just not at all, like you don't get a letter. Our bank does it where you not only get the pre-approval letter, they have the underwriter already sign off on it. So when you get that, you can pretty much go to any house that's up for sale and immediately start the process of offering and closing and all that stuff. So once we get that letter, then it'll move really really fast. But just gotta wait on them to give us the letter. And so during your live, Charlie, that's who I was waiting on, because we went to the bank earlier that day and they said, oh, well, they took that away from the local branches a year ago. Hey, Miss Nichols. So they'll call you within 2 hours. And so I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally I get on the phone with somebody and they're just like, oh, yeah, you got to do it online. So I wasted all that morning.
That was a fun day.
To just go and fill out the application online. But I'm the type of person, I wouldn't say I'm an anxious person, but I definitely have anxiety about certain things. And I like, especially if I've never done it, I like having a person there to talk with. And the guy who's our realtor, he's just awesome, because I just called him. I'm like, hey, these are all the issues I'm having or questions I have as I'm going through all this. He goes, yeah, man, don't worry about it. He goes, once you get that letter, we'll sit down, we'll do all this. Here's some tips and tricks to put on the letter. So land is cheap here. You can get it for $1,000 an acre or cheaper. That is awesome. But the problem with that, like, some of that land's not usable, because either it's a mountain that's a sheer side or something. But yeah, it is cheap. That does make it nice. Miss Carolyn says, where are you looking for a house at?
Close to here, or
ideally it would be in the same town our school's in. But there's not a lot. Really, anything under 300,000, there's not a lot. And I'm trying to keep it as close to 5 figures as possible.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, Darian, Roselle, Rod, how you doing today? Mainly because it's our first home. We know we don't expect to be there for a super long amount of time, a couple years, and that's it. Teachers are in very high demand, so plenty of jobs. That is true, and that's right there in that area that we're looking at, Ohio, Pennsylvania. Yeah, we're staying in Florida.
I can't go anywhere yet.
Yeah, we may stay in Avon Park. All depends on what is available. The 2 houses that we really, really, really like, one is in Wauchula, one is here in Avon Park. So I don't know. We're praying and hoping something pops up. I think I missed a couple things here. Oh, yeah, West Virginia. Did some early garden prep today. Awesome. Land is cheap in North Florida, but you can't raise reindeer in North Florida, and that makes me sad. So did some early gardening. Awesome. We
broke up our block.
Yeah, we broke up our block
3 weeks
we
ago.
We have
doing good.
Definitely a lot of caves up there. Every time we go to start doing our garden, we get another cold spell. And I know this one isn't enough to stop it, but it's just like, it's enough to take the wind out of our sails. Like, it's frustrating.
I figure if we can get through this week.
Yeah.
We just have to get through this week.
Yeah, this week I have my fellow craft degree. I have that tomorrow night. And then
I have 2
soccer, and Hannah has 2 classes.
And art club on the
And art club. Yeah.
All the things.
All the things this week. But then I won't have, other than my normal stated communications, I won't have anything Masons until my master, but that's on a Saturday.
Which I'm not bitter about. Not bitter about that at all.
It's just a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
Good Cape Country. Because of my rocky land, I'm studying aquaponics and will be building a 12 by 24 greenhouse. Very nice. Check out Urban Homesteading, guys. They're out of Kansas. They have a huge aquaponics setup that is really, really cool. Are you guys looking for land?
Right now I'm looking for a house, but if we have to buy land, I guess we have a big tent.
Yeah, camping is always an option. We could, I think if it was our land, um, you may want to keep renting. You don't want to be upside down on your mortgage when you move up north. No, we're working all that in to where that shouldn't be an issue. Um, ready to sell before the interest rate becomes adjustable, and but still in the house long enough that we have equity in the house, so we don't have to worry about that.
Owen would love it if we did aquaponics.
But
They're talking here.
yeah, we'll be looking for land up in Ohio eventually, but
I don't want to be on a small space, but
yeah.
I'm pretty much where we're gonna be at. I don't want neighbors.
Yeah, we don't want neighbors.
Far away.
You know, that one over there, we're the only house on the street if we got that one
What one?
on Wilston.
I mean, that's true. And Dollar General's right there. I don't know how you'll do without a Dollar General right there.
Dollar,
Yes, baby.
me and Dollar General have a special relationship. We went and bought 34 of these today and cleaned them out. There was a customer behind us in line that was a little miffed. I don't care, but I've told him, hey, let us know when your truck is. We will put in what we want, and that way you can still get quantity on the shelf.
Why were they mad?
Because he wanted some.
Are
I'm like,
those?
oh yeah, I cleaned you out. Sorry, but
Get there before us. There's like a Dollar General on every corner in this
Right.
town. Go to a new one. That's what we do. This one doesn't have it. We go to another one.
but yeah, she told us that if we put in an order before Friday, because Friday is their truck, they'll be able to order whatever we wanted of our water, and we could buy it on Saturday and get $5 off for every $25 we spend. I've been using LandWatch to search for property in North Carolina. Oh, what part of North Carolina? That's where we went to college, and we love North Carolina. They'll get over it first come, first served. Exactly. We try to not take it all,
We leave a few.
but
Plus,
normally,
There's other flavors.
yeah, normally we're
nasty,
both there. So because I wish they would switch the shelves. This is on the very top shelf. So Owen is usually either sitting on my head or on my shoulder, and he's getting the ones that I can't reach without getting a step stool or something. But it was just him today, so he just kept handing them to me, and I kept putting them in the bucket. So,
And then I was handing two, and then for the coughing, I was handing two for you, and then it made it easier and quicker.
yeah, it went faster when you did two at one. Thank you, Miss Carolyn. I'm pretty excited.
I don't know what's on my glasses, but I can't see.
I'll use tilapia because they are fast growing and harvesting about 50 a year with the veggie produced. Very nice. I know Epcot at Disney of course at Disney, but Epcot on their what is it? The something of the land?
The living on the land.
The Living Land? I don't know.
Living
It's
on
my
the
favorite
Land.
ride there. I just forget what it's called. That's what they use to grow all their stuff on their ride. Is all aquaponics. So that's very smart.
He would love it if we did that.
He would. I hope he doesn't fart while he's on your head. He better not, because I may drop him.
It is Owen. Expect the unexpected.
Nice suggestion for Landwatch. I'll be checking that out. Thanks. Son lives near Jacksonville. Okay, so that's it's in the military. I know that's the southeast side. We were up in Winston-Salem, and if you drive maybe 20 minutes between Winston-Salem and the Virginia border, is awesome land. You're close enough to Winston-Salem where date nights or
Just don't go to the mall.
yeah, don't go to the mall. The mall's dangerous, but there's so much to do, so much free stuff, like really cool things you can do all in that area. I love it. And plus, I'm a big Andy Griffith fan, and he's from Mount Airy, which is just north of Winston, and so they've turned the town into Mayberry, and I like it.
They have a really good hot sauce shop. They know us there.
Went to Epcot, yeah. Yeah, like we'll not be there for 2 years, show up, and he knows me. Maybe I make an impression, or I'm just ugly enough, I'm hard to forget. But when I went to Epcot in the early 80s, they were using hydroponics then.
Yeah.
I love Epcot.
They don't update a lot of things fast.
No,
Like,
definitely not.
What is it, Tomorrowland?
Tomorrowland.
It's very old.
Yes.
And it was never supposed
It's
to be.
embarrassing.
I mean, it was bad.
I hate Magic Kingdom.
I don't like Magic Kingdom.
If I never go back to Magic Kingdom, I'm okay with that. If I could go to Epcot every day and be happy. Maybe that's old. Maybe that's the line. Not hurting when you get up. Not saying things like the Facebook or the Google. But when you enjoy Epcot, that's how you know you're old.
We're already been old for the past 5 years.
I've been old my entire life. I want to be close to the sea and have fresh water available on the land. Yes, he was in the Marines. Awesome.
Yes.
I've never been to the coast in North Carolina. I have a lot of friends. They go to the Outer Banks all the time. They go down to Jacksonville. They go over Myrtle Beach area. I've never been on the coast. Oh, I forgot to get that set up today.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Owen. Is the phone working?
I don't know where it is.
Oh, find the phone, and we'll just turn off the Wi-Fi, and you can use it. You can use the satellite, not satellite.
But then I won't be able to watch something.
Yeah, you can watch it. You just be going off. Don't stick your finger in there. You'll mess up the tape.
I'm calling your phone.
Yeah, go look for your phone.
Oh,
Shaky says hi.
and your phone is somewhere in the couch.
Tomorrowland is yesterday's land. 100%. It's so bad. Oh.
His phone is somewhere in the couch.
So
It's got to be over there because I don't
Nope,
feel it.
it's right here.
Oh, you found it? Okay, I'm sitting.
Here you go. You need
Plug it in and turn the Wi-Fi on.
go plug it in mommy's and daddy's room, okay? On his red cord. Okay? Oh wait, hold on.
I
let me
love
see it.
Surf City. It's not overrun with tourism,
Sorry.
and it's like being in a small town with a fabulous view.
Okay. go
I
plug it in.
understand that.
Use the red cord.
We were in Sarasota yesterday, which has my favorite store that I've been to in a long time.
Yeah.
It's Detweiler's. It's an Amish store that they've started a chain in Southwest Florida, and I'm not built for city life. I
don't like it. Makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like being around a whole lot of people. I need to be
I don't like your roads.
small town to rural. I'm okay with a small town, like vibrant, that there's people there, but it's still just small town feel. I'm not talking about the garbage, like, gossip column and, like, all that. Like, no. I don't like that part. I don't like the small town politics where if you have this name, then you're going to go far, or if you're from this branch of this name, then you'll be fine in this branch. No. I don't like that, but I do like small town just for the slower pace. I don't like hustle and bustle, I guess.
I don't like the crazy. There's just too much.
There's a lot. I grew up near Boston. The older I get, the more I went out of the city. That would be way too big for me. Orlando's too much for me.
I don't like Orlando. like
Really,
Tampa.
even Lakeland is too much for me.
We only go to a small corner of Lakeland. too.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being near a city like Boston. That would just be too much. I can't stand cities, crowds, traffic, and concrete. Right? Give me a dirt road, gravel road. I wish they did. I don't know why they don't do gravel road here in Florida. Because if memory serves, growing up in Indiana where it was all gravel roads, they've stayed fairly well together. Every now and then you'd see a grader go down it, but it was very rare. The shell roads that they have here, the first
last.
rain and they're washed out, and it's horrible. But I want a dirt road, a cave, and a still to make our whiskey. West Virginia is where you want to be. Little Rock is getting too crowded for me, and I hate living under the city rules. I can't have a bunch of animals within city. Yeah, there's one house we looked at in city, and
I'm struggling with it.
some of that is purely because compromise. You know, we're running short on time.
I have to give up all but 2 of my chickens, and I'm not happy about that.
Yeah, and that's the main reason is the city rules. It's my property, and my name is on the land, not yours. You don't get to tell me what I can and cannot have on my property. If I want to have 4 cows and I have enough space where these cows are going to be healthy and happy, that's my business. That's not your business. So in town, they do have a 2 chicken limit.
I'm not happy about that.
If we end up in town, we'll have our 2 chickens, and we're going to get into rabbits pretty heavy. For both meat and fertilizer, pelts. I don't know. Start our own tannery. Quails, they're just too noisy. They're too noisy for me out in the country. I definitely wouldn't want to have them in the land because I do want to be a good neighbor. Now, this neighbor we have here, you guys know the story, or some of you know the story. It's garbage. I don't care if I piss them off, but other, new neighbors, I want to be respectful of. I was part of the reason why we got rid of the 2 roosters last week was because, if it's keeping the other neighbors up that I care about, that's not a good thing. And so we got rid of them. Got rid of it because it was keeping me up.
They were annoying.
Yeah, nonstop. I miss my quail. Mine were relatively quiet.
See, I want
what
quail.
breed? I wouldn't mind quail, but the ones I've heard, it's nonstop. Now, it's not nearly as loud as the roosters. They're noisy, and it just doesn't stop, but it's not as loud as the roosters. So, I don't know. So, what breed of quail did you have? One thing I like here is no restrictions or building codes. Yeah, my father-in-law kind of got on a soapbox with that. He's a soapbox guy. Very cool. Talking about different building codes, and because if we get the house in town here that we really, really want, the only downside to it is there's 1 bathroom and we really want 2. So we would have to add on a bathroom, which is doable, but you have to go through all the permits and all that other garbage. And so he was going off like, hey, if it's done well, it's done well. It shouldn't matter. It's my property. And I go, I totally get that. I said, really, they put that in there for the next people. And he goes, but then that's their not obligation, their duty to get it inspected and make sure it's safe and up to code. If it's not, hey, you better take 20 grand off because it's going to cost me 15 to fix this. So, let it average out, which I'd be down with. I had a dozen Coturnics. The roosters were quiet. The hens had a cute trilling ooh. That's one way to say it. I say it sounds like R2-D2 having a wet fart. But I have a friend that she calls herself the Quail Lady. She wrote her master's thesis on quail, and she was living in an apartment and was raising quail in her apartment at enough quantity that she was able to do all her research and write her master's thesis on quail from her apartment. She's a pretty cool lady. Eventually, I'll get her book, which is her master's thesis, and it is like the all-encompassing, exhaustive collection on how to raise quail, both on a farm setting and in a small setting, like an apartment or a garage or something. But it's like $130, $140. Like, I can't drop that on a book. In good conscience, I could drop that on 6 books at one time, but 1 book, that's craziness. you're not. Buddy, use your words.
He is. He's
Talk loud. I
whispering.
can't hear you.
I'm a total loser at the claw machines at Family Fun Center.
But don't
Yeah.
say. Don't start with "I'm a total loser." That sounds horrible.
Charlie says he likes to whisper too.
I love whisper.
Great. I
That is
agree. That is
brave to
really
do in
brave
an
to do in an
apartment.
apartment.
Yeah. She's an eclectic person.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that.
I got distracted by this little hook. Sorry, y'all.
What is it? What is it? Look. I will play with it.
Yeah, we might even get into bees, even if we're in town. We'll have a beehive. We just saw Rural King has a whole little like combo kit. It has your box with like 4. It just left my mind. 4 slider things. Bees are on my bucket list. Yeah, and there's so much info out there on how to get started. And being in the YouTube community like this, you run across people. I've got a lot of people that I've considered friends that I've gained through YouTube that run this. You know, the chief one being Adrian from Homestead Smith. Like, I can ask her any question about bees, and if she doesn't know the answer, she knows who to contact to get the answer. So I was a little nervous at first. I've lost a lot of that fear about getting bees. So we'll see. I don't know.
You had one tried to be your friend forever the other day.
Yeah, would not get off my shirt. That was a female.
Oh,
Or no,
was
that
it?
was a male.
Was it?
The males do not
Was
have
very-
stingers, and they're very chill.
He was very cuddly.
Yeah, because I mentioned that to Adrian, and she was like, "Yeah, that would have been a male."
You had to like brush him off onto a branch.
I had, not even brush him off, just like hold him up to the leaf and like force him onto it. And he got on and just sat there and chilled and stared at me. But yeah, we may get into bees. If I can convince her to do worms, we'll do worms.
I won't touch them.
Like, we will have the Mac Daddy container garden no matter where we go next, because we're going to have so many avenues. We'll do composting.
We need to get into that.
I don't have the patience for composting. If I get my lawnmower running, would have freaked out. Well,
Yeah.
you would have.
Yeah.
But I don't have that allergy. I don't have the patience for composting. If I can get my lawnmower running and I get a bagger for it, I can compost that, because you can turn grass clippings into compost in about 2 to 3 weeks. Like, it, just keep it moist enough, tarp it, and it breaks down super fast. That I can do, but the other stuff, I don't have the patience for it. Or I just don't even think about it. That object permanence thing, where out of sight, out of mind, no matter how much I want it. I'm cooking and I forget to save the scraps, which bums Owen out. He saw a video, Alex, the French guy cooking, made the first week that they were put in lockdown in France. He ran out of food in his apartment, and so he went through his compost bin and he pulled out, some of the things that he had cooked with that week and made ramen out of it. And he called it trash ramen or garbage ramen or something like that. And it looked really good. And Owen, he was beside himself excited. So maybe I don't know what I'll do. I'll do something. But we'll see. There's like really 4 or 5 houses we're looking at. Pretty much all of them are here, except for the one that we don't know if it's even up for sale now.
But I figure once we get approval, we can ask your friend if there's anything available that we haven't found yet.
Yeah. And then there's that other one, but that's mobile home, and I really don't want to do mobile home around here, just because it's not really an investment because you can't make it better, or it doesn't really hold its value. I use my grass clippings for compost as well. I have compost area. Oh, lost it.
To where I do hot compost on one composter where I put all my food scraps. And grass clippings, I just turn it once a week.
How do you turn it? Do you use a tractor or just pitchfork or something? Composting is so easy. You can download the composting book from David the Green on his YouTube channel.
David
I
the
plan on
Good.
it. It's great and easy. Mobile homes are fun to watch during tornadoes. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun to be in too. They rock.
Yeah, when
I've never done that.
when we went off to college, we went up there a couple months ahead of time, and we bought a mobile home outright, so we didn't have to worry about that rent. We had lot rent, but that was it. And anytime we got a storm enough, if I get scared, now Charlie, you're gonna look at me like, child, sit down. If I get scared of a storm, because I grew up in Indiana, which, it's not what Charlie has to deal with, but it's still, there's a lot of tornadoes in Indiana. If I get scared of a storm, it's time to go. So when we were living in the trailer, and I'd be watching it, I'd just be like, all right, we got to go to Walmart. And so we would drive 10 minutes down the road to the Walmart, and we'd be in there at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, just riding out a storm, waiting for it to pass so we could go back home. I don't want to do that, especially with hurricanes. So
Especially if you're looking in Wauchula area too, because
yeah,
they
Wauchula
usually
gets
get
hit hard.
they get hit hard compared to right here.
Yeah.
And we're not that far from them.
No, but we're far enough away. The reason why they get hit so hard is because if the eye of a hurricane skirts the coast, they're getting that right hand corner every single time.
They got hit hard by Charlie.
Yeah.
That was the one that hit them really bad.
I don't turn my compost. I layer it. The humidity here breaks it down so fast so you don't have to worry about it. That's a smart shelter plan. Not in a hurricane area, but in a tornado it is. Yeah, I was glad there was a Walmart so close.
Yeah.
I have one of those too. It spins. Now, does yours spin with the handle, or do you have to we have to try to turn the whole barrel?
I can't turn it.
It's tough. It's tough, but I don't know. When we get our own property, maybe I'll be able to build it up and put it. I don't know. There's a lot that I'd like to do. It really all just depends on what happens, because if we don't get approved for this loan, we're going to be renting, which we don't want to do, but at the same time, I mean, it may, I don't know, but I have to turn the barrel by hand. Yeah, that's what we have. We got it at a yard sale. I forget about it, and so then it grows mold in there, so I need to dump it out and start all over again. And I forget about it. Do you put any kind of special starter in? And I know, Carolyn, I plan on getting a lot of David's books, because he's got some incredible advice and knowledge, and the dude's scary smart when it comes to plants. But do y'all put any starter in? I've seen people put yeast into it, so it starts bacteria culture to break down things, or kombucha, or whatever. I'm in a mobile home. I agree they don't hold value like a house, but I don't evacuate during storms, only if a hurricane is coming right for us. Yeah, this was the one we were in was not tied down.
It was in the middle of 100-foot trees.
Yeah, well, that's what ended up happening.
Yeah.
Why we left was a tree fell on the house, and we couldn't live in it anymore. But yeah, this was not secured as well. Oh, it's okay for the compost. Oh.
Look at you screwing us up all the time. I'm not all the time. That's not
all the time, yeah. Because I've emptied that thing 3 times. Whatever. I have some compost starter. My most recent batch had mold, and I sprayed it with vinegar and a Dawn solution. Okay. I mean, I know some mold is good. If it's a fungus mold and it's yummy, that's a good kind. I cannot wait till we get a place that has morels available. Charlie, do you like morel mushrooms? You should grow them because I know they'll grow in your area. Um, that's how I found out urban farming guys was because I was looking up how to grow morel mushrooms, not knowing I couldn't grow them here in Florida. But he grows them all out in his yard, and he makes hundreds of dollars off those things every year. And then they even do more now that they have everything. I do too. I just started following. I can't remember her name. Um, Outdoor Scavenger or something like that. On TikTok, and she just goes out into the woods and finds a lot of different edibles. And she has a whole series on her TikTok on the different mushrooms you can get, and it's really cool. I'd like to try it. She even goes, "Oh, you don't like mushrooms because you think you're slimy? You just haven't had them prepared right. This is how you need to prepare them. These are the types of mushrooms you need to get."
I also don't like the flavor.
Yeah, but different mushrooms have. You've never had a fresh morel.
I don't plan on it.
Fresh morels, they are like, I know it's all about the truffles or truffles. Fresh morels are on such a different level of deliciousness. You need to try it. Soak them in salt water for 24 hours. Make sure all the little bugs die and float to the surface.
Appetizing.
All right, let's see. I saw a couple pop up. Just make a pile in the yard and throw in the scraps down and then leaves on top. Does the leaves matter? Because I know with the scrub oaks here, the leaves are so acidic, it kills all the grass. It kills a lot. So also there's no trees on this property, but yeah. Do the types of leaves matter? We have morels here. Morels are awesome. They are. Yeah, well, Shaky, you should probably in the next couple weeks. They should be popping up for you. I know. But yeah, I have found a guy around here he's big into mushrooms. He showed, and I think he even sells the kits. I'm not sure how to grow king oyster mushrooms, which those things get like. No joke, this big. Like,
is that the
that's
one
my
that
head.
Lady gave us? Was it Lady or is it Man?
That was Man. That was TS1.
Sorry, I got it mixed up with the Lady and the Bugs.
I mean, they're probably that big around.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, huge.
Those didn't have the typical mushroom texture to them. That was
a lot of times, those are used by vegans to make vegan scallops, which makes no sense because, well, I won't get into that. Yes, I will. Mushrooms genetically are closer to animals than they are to plants, but they're okay with eating mushrooms. No animals, mushrooms. I was dealing with that, and I mentioned it earlier when we first started. I was dealing with a vegan troll on Elvin Mills Farm Facebook page today, and normally they give you a pretty good fight. I won't get into that. Yes, I will. I do that at school all the time. My kids love it.
I hear so many weird things when they come to my room. So many weird things.
I mess with her though. I'm like, all right, guys, you need to go to Mrs. Laughlin's class today and say this or do this, and she gets mad and she tries to mess with me back. But have they? I don't think they've successfully done it.
I had one that did, and you told him to shut up and go away. I told them to sing, was it Baby Shark?
Oh, I freaking hate that song. You can throw on any carbon on top, even shredded paper. Well, that's good to know. I 2 years ago?
I don't know.
2 years ago, I think, I saved all the paper all year, and I would shred it every Friday. And I came home with 2 contractor bags full of shredded paper.
So much paper.
And I wanted to make fire starter bricks. I learned they don't make fire starter bricks very well. Mainly because I didn't have a proper press. I tried to build my press, and it didn't work. So also it stinks to high heaven.
Yeah, it smells really bad.
Yeah.
And then there's little papers
But
everywhere.
I could do that with the garden and then just wet it down, and it would compost. You okay, Goober?
Yeah.
What's up?
What's the matter?
I'm hungry again.
You're hungry again?
Go find a snack.
Growing boy. I use shredded paper in my compost pile. I also use it as a weed barrier around my plants.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. As long as it's white paper, right? You don't want any dyed paper, and you want to try to make sure the ink is plant based, correct? Not chemical based. So I know like newspapers, all their ink is soy based.
I was gonna say that's what I thought my aunt used was newspaper.
Yeah, newspaper does work. I know cardboard works.
Yes.
My cardboard just doesn't shred very well. I did see on David the Good's last live, I believe. I don't know. I've slept since then. He bought an industrial shredder to shred cardboard, and so he shreds all that stuff. Hey, Ashley, in the barn, setting a post for a loft edition. Oh, well. I know Marky's going to make sure that stays straight.
Hey guys, so I just want to show you my Awana car.
We need to put the wheels on it.
And you put the number on it. It's number 12.
Yeah, and the right number. He wanted a Kyle Busch car, so I engraved 18 on it.
Well,
I have cardboard in the walkways and between my plant rows. That's smart.
do you know what I think we should do
What?
for the wheels? I think we should paint the number 12 on it.
But we have 18 carved into it. We got to put stickers over the 18.
Yeah, you do.
Charlie says, is that an Awana car?
Yes, it's an Awana car.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the first one that looks like a car. As much of a car that I can make with the
Go get
tools
your
that I
other-
have.
Go get your other cars.
So my other cars, I already have 2 of them. This is gonna be my third one.
Hold on, bud. I don't think... Oh! There.
Don't worry, it did break.
Oh, okay.
God.
It didn't break.
Okay, so
That was your first one.
this one.
No, that one.
Yeah, the first year, like, I went and I spent hours researching how to...
Wow.
Oh, sorry. How to make the fastest Pinewood Derby car. Like, we had it to where it was going to win. And we said, all right, buddy, what do you want it to look like? And he said a volcano.
Bless you.
So we made a volcano. His first one.
Then my second
We used
one.
pellets to make it look like fire was coming out of the volcano. And the next year, I'm like, hey, he's done it once. Now he's going to know speed matters. Let's go ahead and make one for speed. What do you want this year, buddy? I know. What do you want? What did you want last year?
A cactus. And
A cactus.
In this one, I was number 48. In this one, I was number 1.
Were
Well,
you number 1?
Yeah, he was number
Oh,
1 on that
yep.
one.
so
And what
here,
year- what one are you
so
this
I
year?
was the first car. And here, I was the 48th car.
Yeah. It was Jimmy Johnson. Yeah. I know, right? We like Kyle Busch. I don't even know how today's race went.
They said, that's cool, Owen. Charlie said, good job, Owen.
You
Mamaw says, you're so stinking cute. Charlie says, that's a great volcano car. And Carolyn said, that car is cool too, Owen.
How did you lift it out? I hope you were using a
Thank
tractor.
you.
Or at least my nifty post removal system. Fantastic concept creation cars. Yeah. You remember when concept cars were a legitimate thing? Like, I loved making those kind of cars. Just random, like, what could never work, but make concept cars. I don't think they even do concept cars anymore.
Go put your
Go
cards
get
away,
your
baby.
popcorn. before it
Your car's
deflates.
done. Okay.
Hey, Bonded Oak Acres, how you doing today? Yeah, so we have that this Wednesday.
Yeah.
No, brute strength. We almost died. All right, next time that happens, get a really long board, 2x6, whatever. Put 2 to 3 feet past it, attach a chain to it, and then on the long end, you'll be able to pick it up out of the ground, no issue. That will really save you. Unless you have it cemented, then you got to work it before you hook it all up. But then it'll just come back up. We're doing pretty well. Busy. We're trying to relax a little bit. We have left to spring break. School starts back tomorrow, and it dives us right into the testing season. So.
No.
So
I don't want to do it.
you guys.
But at least you're an art teacher, so you don't have to worry about the test.
She may pull me as a proctor,
that's
and I
true.
don't want to do that.
So
I want
guys.
to stay in my classroom.
So guys.
Buddy, you're not in the.
There you go. Hon.
So guys, you may not believe this from McDonald's, but I just got a Monopoly game from you.
Do you think we should get Buddy the Elf Monopoly?
I
Maybe.
mean, like, yes.
we just got 2 other Buddy the Elf games. Maybe we'll get Monopoly. I hate Monopoly, but I may play it if Buddy the Elf is
They're
involved.
supposed to be taking that one and making it more something.
What?
Hey guys.
More, like they want to update it and make it more, like community minded. Or
No,
something like
they
that.
better
It's so
not ever
stupid.
touch Elf. They need to update.
No. The original Monopoly.
Oh,
It's weird.
you
I
scared
saw it.
me. I was
No, not Buddy the Elf.
I was about to go off.
So
Whew,
wait, guys.
that's a relief.
There's 2 things that's new. Great. How about y'all? Then the next one is loved McDonald's and Monopoly when I was your age.
I don't remember them having the game like this come out. All I remember are the reasons why
But
fat
this
guys
is-
would go to McDonald's certain
This
parts
came
of
in
the
the
year.
kids' meal. It was just a toy.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying I remember the Monopoly game with the little
Yeah,
tickets.
they haven't done that in a while.
It's because it got rigged.
You think?
They had
Like
to-
no, like there's a documentary on Netflix or something where there was the guy who was supposed to be running the to make sure it stayed to make sure that it stayed legitimate. He was rigging it all. So that's why they stopped it.
To make it sure it stayed legitimate.
I just wish Pepsi would bring back their game where you don't have to put in a code to see if you win a free Coke.
Right.
Like it would just say free Coke, and then you'd get a P, and whatever. And if you spelled this certain word out, then you win this prize.
Oh, yeah.
Like I would probably go back to sodas if they did that.
I won't.
I know, but you're stronger than I am.
I'm content with that aspect of my life.
I have thrown my diet to the wolves this week.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it's going to to irritate
Eat your
our cook. We got a killer cook at the lodge, and every single week I pay, but I get just meat. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you're on your diet now, aren't you?" Because he sees me on Facebook, and he's like, "Hold on, you just mentioned, like I mentioned yesterday, I found the greatest oatmeal raisin cookie on earth." And I'll hear something, and he'll be like, "You just had this yesterday. Why are you not going to eat anything else this time?" Now, last time, if there's a cobbler or
That was yummy.
oatmeal raisin cookie, I will
No.
I'll break my diet without question. And last time there was a cobbler.
Blueberry cobbler. Who said hi? Mulberry Ridge friend.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out what MBF stood for. But
Eat your popcorn.
what is it?
It's that.
Well, I know that, but I don't know what it is. Is it like binoculars?
Yeah, you can't see anything with those.
Oh.
It's like joke binoculars.
Joke binoculars.
Yeah.
Yes, just sit on me. That's fine.
Those are pretty cool binoculars.
I can't see anything.
Your eyes
Whoa.
are really big.
I can see you very clearly.
Oh, really? They're binoculars that you have to look up close to see. It's okay to have a treat every now and then, even on strict diets. Yeah, but my problem is, like, the way my mind works, it's not just a treat. It's like, oh, well, I ate this earlier today, so I've ruined my entire day. Let's go get a bag of chips. Like, that's how I work. So, I'm getting back to...
I can have this many pieces of candy and that's it. And I put the candy away and I don't have any more.
Yeah, she has a bag of Cadbury, not eggs, but their Christmas version, that she's still has, and she's had it since before Christmas. So I'm very proud of her. I don't have that kind of whatchamacallit. But I'm getting back to intermittent fasting. No more coffee in the morning unless it's black. I may have
sinful.
I may have an espresso in the morning.
That sounds awful.
With no cream or anything in it, and then I'll eat when I get home.
I do hate life.
I love life. That's why I need to go on this thing. And
I'm
stick
not
to
talking
it.
about the food. I'm just talking about coffee.
Oh, it's an espresso shot. I'll put in some
It says,
sucralose.
hi, MBF.
Yeah, Mulberry Branch Farm. They're building stuff for their barn.
And then another one is, it's oak to...
It's what?
Okay.
It's oak.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, to have a treat every now and again.
What did we have today? I forget what it is too. Whatchamacallit came out. Wowzy Whatsy
Did you
or
guys
something
have
like
a
that.
candy bar?
Yes.
We tried it. Yeah, they got it at the Dollar General.
Things they do without me.
Well, you weren't here, and I thought you came here, because I felt my phone go in my pocket, so I figured it was the ring, and it was somebody sent me a message, another spam video.
Didn't even save me a little bite.
No.
No, it's...
Shame.
Wait,
Was
I
it
found
good?
some-
It was so good.
I hate you guys.
You may not like it.
Wait,
No, I don't hate
It was
you.
like
I
a
love
mix.
you.
It was like a mix
we
of.
saved you some.
No, you didn't.
No, Daddy ate it when he realized Mommy wasn't home. It was like a mix of the crispy bars with Reese's peanut butter.
I don't know.
I thought it was really good. What? Don't look at me that way. You didn't save her any for you either.
That's chocolate. You could have put it in the fridge, and when Mommy got home, she could have had the rest.
Well, did you save her any from yours?
I have one.
Yes, you did.
See, Daddy, I'm 6.
All right.
Listen, Listen, Kaylin.
Oh.
Hush.
Oh, Jacob.
Oh.
I don't
All
know
right. There
why.
is a member of Gainesville Lodge that is a French chef that is actually from France. He was the head of the University of Florida. He's a nice guy. Very cool. Hey, Babbitt's Farm. How you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you in here, Babbitt. Good son, Owen. That look on his face. Yeah, he's very good at the judging. Like, if he were female and Jewish, he would be the perfect Yenta.
Thanks, love. I know. What's wrong?
So, guys,
Where did we go yesterday?
Where did we go yesterday?
We went somewhere. We went somewhere really neat yesterday.
I forget what it was. Solomon's Castle.
Solomon's Castle. So, if you've never heard of this guy Howard Solomon was an artist, and he bought like 100 acres of land in
Hardy County.
Hardy County, like BFE Hardy County, and got all this junk together and turned it into a big castle. And I know when I say that, yes, it's been busy trying to start to get some videos out now. I'm right there with you. My videos,
Maybe after
consistency's been garbage.
Maybe after this week.
Maybe.
And Howard Solomon, when he was painting the floors, he got stuck in the corner of the wall.
He did.
And we really thought he was smarter than that.
he painted himself into the corner, and because nobody was out there, he oh, careful,
baby.
he had to stay in there all night while the floor was drying so he could leave. But when I first heard about it, I heard about it years ago, because it's been an attraction for a long time. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go there. It's just going to be a junkyard. Like, why would I go pay money for that? No, this guy was crazy talented and a good artist. Like, he did a lot of master copies, but used wood. And that, I think that's what blew me away the most. He had a twisted sense of humor and loved
funny.
puns. But probably my favorite, like, I don't think it's really a pun, but like twisted sense of humor. He would make things out of like lawnmower engines and stuff, but
Out of everything.
yeah, with a lot of it you couldn't tell unless you got close. Oh, he didn't make this. He made it to look like this out of all these other parts. Excuse me. So he had two looked like little, 32s, like, or not even 32s, like maybe even a little smaller, like 25 or something. And the barrel came back like this, and he had two of them, and he called it Dr. Kevorkian's dueling pistols. And I lost it. Like, I know that's probably a little inappropriate, but I was not expecting that, and I died in that that tour. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. I love being caught off guard because I'm not expecting it, but like he did some really good artwork. And then the launch was really good. He built a castle, and the whole outside of it was old printing tins for newspapers before they went digital. Once they printed onto these tins, they just had to throw them away. So he bought all of them for like a dime the first go round and 25 cents a piece the next go round. He built a giant boat that, boat in a moat that doesn't float. It'll never float. It's just there. But the restaurant is in there. He built a big lighthouse. All that stuff. And then the last 10 years of his life, he said, all right, instead of making all this art, he was commissioned by a lot of people. Instead of making all this art, I want to just do something for me. So he started collecting antique cars.
Well, he also didn't like, he had all his money in stocks, and he didn't like that he couldn't control it.
Yeah, he wanted something tangible. So he started collecting antique cars. And I'm not a Ford guy in the slightest, but he has some classic Fords. And he would say, I'm not a Ford guy, but when you go to collect vintage cars or antique cars, that's what you find because they made so many. He had like a 1950 Ford Speedster that looked sweet.
No, all of his were
1915.
They were because he said everything had to be older than him to be considered antique, so they were all pre-1935.
Yeah, anything that was his age or younger was just old. He didn't care about that.
Yeah.
So it all had to be older than him. 1915 Ford Speedster that was really, really, really cool.
So there's 3 things that I think are weird in the castle.
What's that?
That he made the walls styrofoam.
Why'd he do that?
Why do you make it styrofoam? So the land he bought was on a swamp, which he didn't realize.
They didn't tell him that.
Yeah, because he bought it in March before the heavy rains of the fall came. So he bought it, and during Irma, there was 4 feet of water that flooded the entire property.
Yeah.
So yeah, nobody told him it was old swampland, and he got tired of tearing out the walls and replacing the walls. So he replaced up 4 feet in the castle with styrofoam boards because those were a lot cheaper and easier to replace than actual walls. So, I mean, he was, other than being a weird artist, because we know all artists are kind of weird, he,
What's wrong with you?
I speak the truth. That's what's wrong with me.
So
He was pretty ingenious in what he was doing, too.
What was the other thing? The styrofoam walls, you said there was 3 things.
So the second one was he made something that was a guy that liked to eat his enemies, and when you pulled the string, he was burping. Then the third thing was at the beginning there was this blue head thing. Some of them called that guy Blockhead.
Yes.
Oh, he made life-size marionettes.
Marionettes, yeah.
Yeah. It was fun.
It was really neat.
Yeah.
But on
Maybe
that
we'll take
ship,
Mama and Papa.
that ship, it was actually a restaurant.
Uh-huh.
Then there was a store there.
He started building that because he was recovering from heart surgery and got bored sitting at home. So he decided, well, while I'm recovering, I'm just going to build this ship. So.
He said he never wrote anything down or drew anything out. He
Yeah.
built it exactly how he saw it in his head.
Never had plans. I mean, to be able to do that's. Is he just now opening that?
Yeah.
We need to eat fast. It's almost bedtime.
And you need a bath.
I wish I had the talent. He had one this morning.
Yeah, but he's starting school tomorrow.
Oh,
He needs to
okay.
go and clean.
I wish I had that kind of talent. I don't. To have that kind of talent, you either need to be like on another level of talent or on the spectrum. We were watching Temple Grandin, which I've seen before and I love.
It was really good.
And I finally got Hannah to watch it, and she fell in love with it too.
She loves cows. I love cows. It's so funny.
I should have just told you that there's cows, and you would have been all about it.
Mama says she wants to go, Owen.
Okay, I heard her.
Don't put that in
Do
your
not
mouth.
blow that.
Because we're in a lie.
Yeah, that's the reason.
And we're inside.
That's the other reason.
Picked up my whistle that I used to use to break up fights.
Hey guys,
What?
Yeah.
on this book, it
Oh, I know you're supposed to put that on your wall.
no, there's a poster.
I know you're supposed to put it on the poster that's on your wall.
Yeah.
All right.
What time is it?
7:09.
7:09. Well, I think we are going to skedaddle, y'all. We got to finish getting him ready for bed, and he's got to get to bed on time, being tomorrow the first day back to school from spring break. So I thank you all for coming in and joining. It has been fun. Visit the Coral Castle. It's in Homestead, Florida, just south of Miami. One man
I've
built
heard
a
of
castle
that.
from coral rock.
Mhm.
They say he knew the secret, and she's going to say the secret to the pyramids. I would like to go check that out.
Yeah.
I've
looked into that one time.
only been to Miami a couple times, but I really would like to get down and see that, to watch how he did that. So,
So there's so I have to tell you a secret.
all right, hurry, because I'm signing off.
Okay.
All right, we're not doing that. So, everybody have a wonderful night. Thank you for stopping in. It's been fun, and we've enjoyed it. Y'all have a good one. Bye.